Welcome back, Freesters. I'm going to be going through 5 requested monster matchups from the comments, and I'm going to go ahead and say what I think would happen. So get ready. It's going to be crazy. First one, Candyman vs. Michael Myers. So this kind of thing keeps me up at night. 2 immortal monsters pitted up against each other would be a very difficult fight. I guess we'll just go on and on if you really wanted to sit there and watch it. I think as far as who would incapacitate the other one, I've got to look at Candyman because he has extra powers. He's got the ability to fly, an army of bees, and he's got a giant hook. Plus, I mean, I gotta say this, I think he's got a more intimidating backstory than Michael Myers. Being kind of like an urban legend that's come to life, I just think that's awesome. So, I'm gonna have to probably go with Candyman on that one. The next one, I've got to give props because it's a very creative matchup and it's pretty hilarious. Godzilla versus a gremlin that has fallen into the ocean. I'm assuming that's got to be an infinitely replicating gremlin. So it's just constantly climbing up Godzilla, and as they're falling, as he's like nuking them with his breath, they're falling off and probably multiplying more. I can just imagine it's probably just like a mountain, just like coming out of the ocean, just non-stop. But still, I mean, Godzilla, he could technically evaporate probably the entire area of the ocean that the gremlins are in. And then they wouldn't have any liquid to keep multiplying. Plus, they don't do great as a unit. From the movies, you can tell they're just kind of running around screwing up shit, but like fighting with each other and just like playing cards and stuff. They're not like a very structured army. So I honestly think like a ton of critters would do better than a ton of gremlins against Godzilla. Next one, Slenderman versus Jeff the Killer. Jeff the Killer is basically just a psychopath. I mean, he's pretty damn creepy, but I don't see him being like as monstrous as Slenderman. Slenderman is much bigger, he's got tons of arms, he can basically pop up wherever he wants to, and he's like an ancient demon. Jeff the Killer is probably difficult to kill, but he's just nothing against Slenderman. Slenderman would just like wrap him up like a spider and just grab his little torn cheeks and just like rip his face open, I think. Next one, Demonic Toys versus Gremlins. So, after doing some research, I actually changed my mind on this one. I was going to say Gremlins, but then I watched the movie again, and I realized that the demonic toys, they can actually possess other life forms, which is a pretty astounding power to have. I mean, if you just basically, if there's like 5 gremlins, you take over 2 or 3 of them, and then use them also to kill. And also they have psychological torture methods. So, seeing that the gremlins, I don't think they have a very strong mental state, they could probably be influenced by this kind of torture very easily. So, with that one, yeah, I'm definitely going to go with Demonic Toys on that one. And last but not least, the Toon Patrol from Who Framed Roger Rabbit versus the Universal Monsters. The main difficulty from either side on this one would probably be the Universal Monsters acquiring the dip. The dip is that cartoon acid stuff that basically melts cartoons in the most horrific, creepy way that scarred my childhood forever. So basically, I don't really see them being able to get that stuff. You know, they're not really that resourceful except for Dracula. I mean, he could probably, you know, wheel and deal some kind of guys to get a hold of that dip stuff. But I don't think a lot of people want to do business with a vampire. So that being said, the Toon Patrol, that's kind of their thing, going after people. Or going after toons. So they've got some training. I think that without dip being around, they really would be pretty formidable. Because you can crush those things with a construction vehicle or whatever, and, you know, they'll flatten, but they're going to come back. Unless you melt them with the dip. So, I'm going to go with the Toon Patrol on the last one. Alright guys, that's your 1 minute matchup for the week. Go ahead and leave next week's in the comments, and if you haven't liked this video, and please subscribe to my channel. I'm releasing new stuff all the time. Ho ho ho! Merry Christmas!